2018 Lamborghini Huracan Spider Review. The good points of Lamborghini Huracan Spider. Charismatic, naturally aspirated V10. True supercar looks and satisfaction. Surprisingly all too easy to drive. Roof opens-closes in 17 seconds. Very stiff structure helps handling. The bad points of Lamborghini Huracan Spider. Firm seats, cramped cabin. Limited rear visibility. Rivals more cost-effective in some recoverable format. Rivals sharper they are driving. Driving modes are not customized. The Lamborghini Huracan LP6104 Spider would be the open-top roadster version in the Lamborghini Huracan Coupe. The Spider comes with a fabric folding roof and bespoke bodywork aft in the windscreen, nevertheless the same high-tech carbon fiber and aluminum chassis, traction-enhancing four-wheel drive, and, crucially, the same 5.2-liter V10 petrol mounted behind the two-seater cabin, producing 602 bhp and 560 Nm of torque without resorting to any form of turbocharging. Unique V10 engine and four-wheel drive combo. Discounting the much less expensive Audi R8, and that is built about the same platform as being the Lamborghini but isn't yet available being a convertible and usually doesn't attract exactly the same customers. The engine and four-wheel drive system are unique highlights with the Huracan Spider within the true junior supercar class. Both the rival Ferrari 488 Spider and McLaren 650S Spider are rear-wheel drive only and powered by turbocharged V8 engines. Some will reason that directing all their power to the back wheels makes all the Ferrari and McLaren more exciting they are driving. Nevertheless, the Lamborghini's engine, while more unfit and certainly less efficient in riding, provides a far more charismatic experience, revving into a high 8,500 revolutions per minute through an exceptionally exciting soundtrack. Besides, having four-driven wheels in many respects definitely makes the Huracan's performance more accessible, particularly in inclement weather. Buyers might additionally consider the Porsche 911 Turbo S, but like with the R8 this isn't really from the Lamborghini's class. Stunning convertible body. Buying an open-top supercar isn't pretty much going fast, it's also about looking positive. At this the Huracan Spider simply excels. The transformation from coupe to convertible has turned an aggressive shape into something more sensual. Is actually a roof mechanism that can take just 17 seconds to function. You can make essentially the most of any break within the weather. The mechanism works while driving nearly 31 miles per hour, as an alternative to demanding which you stay at a standstill. And if you're wondering why the Huracan merely has a fabric roof when rival Ferrari and McLaren have a folding metal hardtop, Lamborghini says it hence the difference between your coupe and convertible models is pretty obvious: roof up or down, something that's important as being a status symbol in certain markets. There is simply single trim level at launch, though a less powerful rear-wheel drive only version may follow if your Huracan coupe is any guide, as well as some stage Lamborghini probably will build a more powerful variant. Though to get frank, performance certainly isn't something the conventional Huracan Spider is lacking. Extensive personalization options. Typically Lamborghini will even produce a amount of exclusive limited editions within a model's lifetime, but by having an extensive options list and bespoke ad personam service, it's possible for making the Huracan as individual since you are. None with this comes cheap. But this can be a very exclusive car, and buyers count on paying a premium for everything of this particular experience. All Huracans are fitted which has a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission as standard. Watch on more to do with how the Lamborghini Huracan Spider performs and what it's like in the driver's seat. Weighing in at 1,542 kilograms, dry Lamborghini only ever quotes weights without fluids. The Huracan Spider is about 100 kilograms heavier as opposed to coupe, thanks the soft top mechanism and associated hidden rollover protection to the. This additional bulk costs the Spider 0.2 seconds on the 0.62 miles per hour sprint, but because it still sees off that benchmark in 3.4 seconds, it's unlikely to garner way too many serious complaints. The combined four-wheel drive and dual-clutch automatic means stop access this performance with no recourse to produce control electronics anytime. The same probably is not said for that claimed 201 miles per hour top speed, but only because you'll need to have a long stretch of non-public runway to execute it. Impressively, precisely the same top speed is quoted no matter whether the roof expires or down. Sounds fantastic. Its V10 engine makes an utterly fabulous noise, in case you switch from the common Strada street driving mode, through the anima button affixed to the central spoke with the steering wheel, into sport or even the even more aggressive Corsa race. Explore only get sharper throttle response and swifter gear changes, but open valves within the exhaust on an even louder experience. Some will find the popping and banging any time you lift off of the accelerator a little bit much, but we can't imagine many such buyers can be looking at this specific car anyway. Serious speed but simple they are driving. The gearbox may be fully automatic, or you can utilize the fixed paddles behind the tire for manual control, activated either by pressing a control button on the center console or switching into your Corsa driving mode. There is no gear selection lever, just pull one in the paddles to visit from neutral they are driving, both of them to look back to neutral. Reverse is accessed by another button. Gear changes are crisp, simply seem to recover the fast you drive. And make no mistake, the Huracan Spider is extremely fast indeed. With peak torque at 6,500 revolutions per minute and peak power at 8,250 revolutions per minute, you must really rev it to gain access to its maximum performance. But even on part throttle usually it takes your breath away, whilst the fast-driving nature on the V10 configuration means there is a constant, ever sense that it's enabling you to down. Perhaps by far the most surprising thing in regards to the Huracan is only how easy it is they are driving. That's not to imply that the rival Ferrari and McLaren are specifically difficult. However, the Lamborghini's sure-footed four-wheel drive feel quickly, making you relaxed and confident when driving, even while it takes only the mildest flex of your respective right foot to remind someone to respect its outrageous performance. Muddying the waters slightly would be the optional dynamic steering. This is often a variable ratio system that's designed to get light and quick-witted at low speeds to generate maneuvering out, partying and parking hassle-free, yet steady but very slow at high speeds within the motorway, in order for making the car less twitchy. The tricky bit is the fact that such variants also can make the front end with the car feel inconsistent, thereby slightly unnerving. However, it appears to be the system may be updated between introduction with the coupe along with the Spider, and it can be now much more convincingly weighted and fewer prone to taking you unexpectedly. Good job, though we'd nevertheless be inclined to keep with the normal fixed ratio rack due to its greater consistency. The steering weighting also changes using the driving mode, getting heavier when you switch out of Strada into Sport and Corsa. The second two have their own electronic stability control and four-wheel drive settings, created to allow you drive an automobile the car inside a more dynamic fashion. However, outright grip is very high, which you have to push hard to explore this potential, so you'll rarely detect much difference for the road. Body roll and corners is barely discernible at road speeds, either. Regardless of how you plan to push it, rest assured the Normal Fit carbon ceramic brakes offer exceptional stopping power, which more than comprises for their occasional slight grabbiness and tendency to squeal at low speeds. We've already raised the matter of visibility, seat travel and seat comfort, but when you're able to tolerate or get used to this, the rest from the interior is basically worth the effort. Instead of a conventional gauge cluster, the Huracan carries a digital screen with 3 display modes. While this is increasingly seen on Autos and also other models, it's still prone to impress uninitiated passengers after you flip between dials, a huge digital map display as well as a mode that mixes both. Ensuring that a certain amount of familiarity is essential from drivers, as the buttons to accomplish this are attached with the leader. They aren't clearly labeled and in some cases require a lengthy press to gain access to some functions. Owners will adapt right away, but casual observers might be baffled. A small secondary screen within the center console displays additional engine information or, when activated, the climate control settings. Also about the steering wheel would be the Anima drive mode selection switch, a red rocker-type control for the central wheel spoke, and also buttons for the indicators, wipers and main headlight beam. There isn't any conventional stalks by any means because Lamborghini fears they're going to interfere with gearshift paddles, that happen to be mounted within the steering column instead with the back with the wheel. It takes efforts and get used to this, particularly the indicators, but you'll look for a similar setup in almost any modern Ferrari. Elsewhere, the cabin is usually a striking combination of bespoke toggle switches and familiar Auto-style controls. The layout is fairly logical, however the slot for CDs, remember those? Is involving the seats on the back bulkhead, which often can require some dexterity. There's a robust hexagonal theme throughout, as well as a wide range of colors on the market to accent everything for that seats to your dashboard. We've not driven a Huracan on the typical passive dampers, so can just comment about the optional magneto-or variable system. While this is never what exactly you could call supple, the normal setting within the Strada driving mode delivers acceptable everyday comfort and not feels harsh or crashy. Crank the car nearly sport or Corsa and things obtain a lot firmer, but such may be the impressive stiffness from the roofless Spider's carbon and aluminum structure that nonetheless allows the suspension to operate, refusing to vibrate or shudder except inside most extreme of circumstances. With a 3-layer roof construction, Lamborghini claims the Spider affords the exact same volume of refinement because the coupe when the cover is up. We detected hook wind rustle around a corner screen but would otherwise agree, but that's together with the understanding how the Huracan coupe isn't exactly by far the most refined vehicle anyway. Certainly the Ferrari 488 and McLaren 650S are definitely more polished normally indicate, however they do have folding hardtops in lieu of softtops. Roof-down Lamborghini provides a volume of clever aerodynamic tweaks and keep buffeting to some minimum, slots around the fins behind the cabin, climp-in mesh panels as well as an adjustable rear screen. Lowering this last also allows someone to hear the engine more once you've got the highest up. However, the conversion from coupe to convertible has resulted in a few compromises. Not only is rear visibility severely restricted, specifically when checking blind spots, seat travel is reduced. This may force taller drivers and passengers to take a more upright position. The seats can be also notoriously hard, which may be an issue on longer journeys. There's just one trim level being offered here, but because you'd expect a large array of optional extras to boost the specification within your individual car. Standard Lamborghini Huracan equipment. The car sits on adaptive magneto-or dampers that allow automatic or manual adjustment in the suspension's suppleness, while a carbon ceramic foot brake sits behind standard 20-inch alloy wheels. Its headlamps and taillights are LED, along with the only gearbox option is usually a 7-speed automatic. Inside you'll get the Lamborghini infotainment system too, along with a 12.3-inch digital display for instruments, controlled by buttons on the controls, behind which might be paddles for that gearbox. The seats are electronically adjustable, whilst the whole interior ends in fine leather and Alcantara. Optional Lamborghini Huracan accessories. Popular options include 5 upholstery choices and 17 interior colors, along with a mount of alloy wheel designs as well as a sports exhaust. The electric roof will come in black, brown and red, while you will find 11 exterior paint finishes. Customers signing as much as the ad personam individualization program can decide on further paint finishes, including distinctive matte effects. Inside you may specify a high-end surround sound stereo audio, heated seats, cup holders, and customized luggage to match your car, all for added cash. To result in the most from the car, keen drivers are often interested inside the Lamborghini dynamic steering system, cruise control along with a set of winter tires. While quite a bit less high within the priority list to the Lamborghini Huracan as, say, a household hatchback, you will find still a volume of safety systems installed to maintain occupants safe. Highlights include hidden automatic pop-up safety bars, adjustable stability and traction control through the animal switch, carbon ceramic brakes and also a brace of front and side airbags. We don't expect this car to become crash-tested by Euro NCAP, but we're confident the motorsport drive chassis would persevere well inside the event of any sort of accident. The Lamborghini Huracan is usually a two-seater sports vehicle, so practicality has never been going to get particularly high for the agenda here. Even the cup holders are optional extras. The boot is pretty much big enough to keep 2 soft bags, but if this can be a concern, it's probably a good idea to look elsewhere.